Welcome to Backpacking TV. I'm Eric Hansen. In this episode, we're breaking down how to choose the right footwear for your adventure. So I'm pretty lucky here. I have quite a few pairs of footwear options. Vask has been a sponsor of Epic Trails, which means that I get loads of great footwear from them, and they cover pretty much the full spectrum of what kind of footwear you can use, with one exception, the sandal. So I do want to talk about pretty much everything that you could be choosing from the spectrum of super lightweight all the way to big, burly, and beefy boots for a big backpacking bonanza. Whoa, how about that alliteration right there? Okay, so what are some of the things that are going to go into the decision-making process for what kind of footwear you should wear? For me, the first thing is environmental. What kind of conditions will I be hiking in? Am I going in the desert? Am I going in the mountains? Do I need good toe protection? Do I need protection from cold water, cold weather? Do I need protection from rain and snow? Is it going to be really hot? Are my feet going to be really sweaty? All of these things go into the decision. And then another factor in my decision-making process is how much weight am I planning on carrying? So if I'm carrying a heavy load, I really want to minimize the risk of an ankle injury by wearing a higher ankle-supported boot. So that could be something like over here, I've got the Breeze 3s from Vask. These are an excellent boot that I've worn in a lot of different places, including the Jordan Trail and beyond. And this was an excellent pair of boots for a warm climate where I was also carrying heavy loads and I wanted the ankle support, but there's lots of good points to breathe through here. So that was super awesome. I just got back from California and I was doing a lot of hiking in the Mojave Desert where I wanted even more breathability. So I used even the updated version. This is the Breeze Lite. It's the newest shoe, the newest boot from Vask, and I was really impressed with it. It still has the high ankle support, which is great, but it has even more breathability, and the boot itself is even lighter. Somehow they made it lighter, so it feels more like a lightweight trail runner, but you have a lot of great ankle support, making this boot an awesome choice for a wide range of possible adventures that are in store for you. I live in the desert, and I am often hiking in very hot environments. And so as much as I can, I actually really love the trail runners. This is an older pair of boots that I've pretty much put through the ringer. I'm not even really sure if Vask sells them anymore. This is the Constant Velocity from Vask. I've really loved it. These have pretty much been worn out, and I've worn them for big trips, even big like multi-day trips where I was hiking through the desert. Especially for river hikes, if you are going in and out of the water, you need to be taking something really lightweight like a trail runner. So for some of my favorite hikes that I've ever done, like Pariah Canyon here in Utah and Arizona, this was absolutely the right choice to do because it sheds water. It basically drains water instead of being a big boot that's going to be wet and just hold on to that water for long periods of time, and you're going to just be lugging around heavy, wet boots. So if you're doing like a river corridor or something like that, choosing a lightweight trail runner is an awesome option. Or if you're going with a lighter weight pack, I love the comfort and lightweightness of these types of shoes. So this pair here is the Velocity AT. It's a brand new shoe. It is a trail runner from Vask, and I'm very excited about trying it out. It is the updated version of these Constant Velocities that I have pretty much killed. Put a lot of miles in those, and so these are brand spanking new, and I can't wait to get these out on the trail. Go run in them, go hike in them, even go backpacking in them. And on the far end of the spectrum is the St. Elias from Vask, which is something that's like a big full ankle leather boot that I really also enjoy. I took that on the East Coast Trail where not only was I carrying heavy loads, so I wanted the bigger, heavier supported boot, but it was also a grimy, mucky mess of a trail, but in a fun way. But I needed something that was really good for those types of conditions, like a gnarly trail kind of boot. And that is exactly it. So that's at the beefiest end of the spectrum. And that does have, there are a lot of trails out in the world that is exactly the type of boot that you're gonna want to wear. So there's one other thing that I also really like that I think is worth noting, and that's my Chacos. It's some of my favorite pairs of classic long-time shoes that I've had. I love them for the desert, and I do like hiking in them, but I don't recommend backpacking in them. I've done it, but the thing is that it often leaves me with blisters and is not the best. You have almost no toe protection. You have almost no ankle support. The good thing is that it's breathable. Your feet feel nice and free, but I find that if I'm ever doing more than say 5 or 6 miles, something like this, or a Keen, or something similar in the sandal realm of the world, is just not gonna be that great for your feet. It leaves you exposed, and you're more likely to have, if not an injury, a blister, at least a hot spot or something like that. So I know that they're popular. I do love my Chacos, and I will continue to have them. I like them as a camp shoe. I like them as a river shoe or something like that. But for backpacking, I don't necessarily recommend them. There are, of course, many brands out there and many different styles of boot. And what you like is really ultimately up to you. The biggest thing is going to be comfort. What is going to be good not only at mile 1 on the trail, but what's going to be good at mile 15, mile 30, mile 50, because hiking and backpacking is accumulative. So what may be fine in the trailhead is not good later on. So you want to be taking the precautions to protect your feet no matter what. And also, if you are getting into some 4-season or winter backpacking, it's really important to have some insulation in your footwear. So Vask has these awesome Cold Sparks, and these are the boots that I wore in Banff doing snowshoeing and all sorts of backcountry stuff out there. I've worn them beyond in many other locations as well. This is an awesome winter boot. And the main difference with these is that they have 200 grams of Thinsulate insulation, which basically means it's going to keep your feet warm no matter how sub-freezing the temperatures get. So if you're a novice backpacker and you're going to the store, whatever it is, your local backpacking store, REI or something like that, one of the things that I think is important to do in your decision for the footwear that you do, not only do you need to feel what's comfortable in the store, you need to actually take them out and test them. So before you actually go on a backpacking trip, I definitely recommend putting in at least 5 miles straight with a pack on, with some weight on your feet, and actually see what it's like. Because it's definitely different when you're carrying a heavy load and you've gotten a lot of miles in than when you've just walked around 2 aisles of the store. So that's pretty much the gamut for the footwear, and it's really up to you. Hopefully you found this video helpful and informational and extremely entertaining, led by a charming personality. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you later. Thanks a lot.